You know, I was going to mention this briefly in the video I did before, but I figured, why not just mention it here? I don't know if anybody's specifically looked at this or even noticed it, but I'm just curious if anybody else has noticed that there is a pattern, if you will, to Ian Flynn's way of thinking, if you will. Well, not specifically Ian Flynn, but all the writers. But in this case, Ian Flynn, and most importantly, over the past not 200, but 130 something issues so far. What I'm talking about, there being a pattern, if you will. Let me go get my water here. But what I'm trying to say is, there being a pattern, if you will, and it got warm in the sun. But have you guys noticed that there might be a pattern going on? Now, what I'm talking about is this. And let's see if you notice what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it dates back all the way to the first anniversary, may have, or does, I don't know. But this is the way I look at it. Well, I've seen it mostly in the past, like I say, 130 issues, more so 105 issues, if you will. But this is the way I look at it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but 125, we had every character, the game characters, SatAM characters, original game characters, all involved. Okay. 150, okay, everybody was involved, but that was kind of like a, not so good anniversary. 175, 50 issues later. It's the game characters' time to shine. Alright? Everybody's pointing out they were left behind. They were the ones that rescued everybody in 176. With the exception of Nicole. Nicole was also part of them, but not in physical form. But you get what I'm saying. Alright. 25 issues later, all the characters. Game characters, original SatAM characters, comic characters, together defeating the Eggman Empire. Alright? 225. Everybody's together to fight the Death Egg. Notice something? Right now, current story arc, who's the main focus in fighting Eggman and trying to get Sally back? The game characters. Who's dominating? The game characters. What anniversary issue are we heading towards? 250. Get what I'm saying? There's a pattern to the madness, if you will. Basically, Ian Flynn, whether we agree with what he's doing or not, actually, I think, has a pattern going on. Now, here's something else you got to look at. Ian Flynn is actually going to, well, not actually going to, but think of it this way. Think of it this way. Next year is the 20th anniversary of the comic. And the #20th anniversary of this show. Okay? Now, it's also going to mark the 10th anniversary of this show. But mostly the 20th anniversary of this and the comic itself. Now, what does that mean specifically? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It basically means that after next year, don't quote me on this, but don't hold me to it either. Next year, in my personal opinion, after 250 comes and goes, whether Sally's restored or not, which a lot of people are pretty much assuming she could be. Not saying she will, because it's an if factor. And the reason I do that is because Ian might be watching these videos and everything. But anyway, just an if factor, she's restored. There's a possibility, in my personal opinion, after 250, he's going to start focusing on, for the next 25 issues at least, on the Satayam original characters, all and game characters, basically the entire cast again. And then, probably come 300, that's when he focus on the game characters. Because I've noticed every time he hits every 50 issues, the game characters get focused on. That's what I've noticed. So, but that's just my personal opinion. Do you guys agree with it? Do you think there's a pattern to his madness? Let me know down below. Comment if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later.